Hello my friends, my name is Ryan Freeman and welcome to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up and let me know what you think down in the comments. So in the last video I discussed some drama that came my way. I talked about how I was being forced to leave Taoyuan, the city that I landed in Taiwan, the city where my career was going so well until something happened. And now I am in Kaohsiung. I am in my new apartment. I'm going to talk about leaving Taoyuan, coming to Kaohsiung, all the things that entailed. I'm going to talk about my impressions and feelings and all of that. This is going to be one of those videos. I guess I should say first that, leaving Taoyuan was extraordinarily bittersweet. There were so many people that I attached to, and okay, that's kind of a lame word, but people that I loved, people in Taoyuan, like my Taiwanese mama, Carol, who became my best friend in the school that I worked at in Taoyuan, a person that we met almost every week outside of school and hung out and talked for hours. She sat in front of me in the office. Carol is my best friend in Taiwan. This old mama, mother of 3 grown-up children, and she was very sad, of course, that I was leaving. I cried, but also very encouraging. She's a woman who believes in God. She believed that this was my destiny, that this was part of a plan. Good to have her during that time. And just one of the nice moments that we did is we went to the park to talk about life before I left, and I made her go down the slide. All right, here we go, Carol. Go! Go! So yeah, and I also had to say goodbye to my jiu-jitsu club. I've been doing jiu-jitsu, which is a grappling martial art. For those of you who are not aware of it, it's an interesting part of my life. I don't consider myself a hyper-masculine man, but 3 days a week I go to a place and choke people, and I'm actually pretty good at it. And I was like the best guy at my old gym, and then I moved to Taiwan and I had to sort of like work my way, and I became very good at that gym, but I could never beat the coach. The coach, this guy Lin Yu, he is so much smaller than me, but he's so fast and he's strong, and he's been doing it longer than me, but he's just so fucking good. He's like a champion across Asia in many ways, and at least the Taiwanese champion. And I finally tapped him. He probably let me, but I really loved the Tornado Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Taoyuan. They were by far, sometimes I would be having a hard week at work or with my relationships, romantically, and jiu-jitsu is one of those places that you just go, you're gonna do some hard work, but you're gonna have a very good feeling of camaraderie. And so it was a haven for me, even though sometimes I was getting choked. A lot of my friends there, just amazing, bringing me cakes and buying me teas and saying goodbye. But here's the funny thing, is I told them I was leaving, and I didn't leave for like 3 or 4 weeks. So every day it was like, let's take a photo, let's take a photo. So we ended up snapping all these goodbye photos. And then finally I did say goodbye. So I'm very sad to have left them. And then my friend Ang and his father Anthony, who Ang was my best friend at the middle school. He's now in Germany, killing it, having the time of his life, doing an exchange year over there. But his father, Anthony, who drove me to the airport when I flew to LA, he's like a super outdoorsman. He took me diving, or snorkeling, I should say, and jumping off of this rock into the ocean.
It's pretty deep, yeah. Okay. Ready?
Ready? Go! Okay, here we go!
Nice!
Yeah! Yeah!
And then, even after his son had already left, he said, Ryan, would you like to go hiking up the tallest mountain in the north of Taiwan, Qixing Mountain, which is part of the Yangmingshan mountain range near Taipei? And I was like, hell yeah. So I went with him and his Japanese exchange student. He's got a 16-year-old Japanese girl now staying in the room where his son was, because his son moved to Germany for a year. And the three of us went up this mountain that was super cool, had an amazing day in Danshui. He shared a lot of the history. And so, you know, I had friends there. And beyond friends, I had a girlfriend, you know. I had the best girlfriend that I've met in Taiwan. I won't say her name. I won't show her face.
Are you taking or?
I want to show Carol that you're a perfect housewife. You're sweeping. You're dressed like a housewife.
About this?
Yay! That's the and I know.
But she was amazing. She was beautiful, intelligent, fun, funny, and deep, you know, philosophical as well. It was a short relationship. It was only a few months. I met her in June, and then of course I was away in America for a few weeks, and I would go up to Taipei and visit her, and she would come down to Taoyuan and visit me. But the fact that I was leaving to Kaohsiung was sort of the elephant in the room that I was too cowardly, to be frank, to talk about with her. I mean, I did broach it. I asked her to move down with me to Kaohsiung, but I knew that she wouldn't, because she's really got the perfect job and the perfect living situation in Taipei, and she's been there for almost a decade. So I knew moving here to Kaohsiung, I would have to say goodbye to her, and that was really hard. And by the way, I will do a video. Some people have asked to do a video about dating in Taiwan. I will do a video specifically about dating and stuff like that. So yeah, that was the bitter part. Now the sweet part is that I had been to Kaohsiung many times. I had a girlfriend in Kaohsiung while I was in Taoyuan for about 5 months. So like early on into my life in Taiwan, and that was a good relationship as well. But the problem was the distance. In fact, that's, in my opinion, the reason that we broke up. And that's another funny story, because I met her yesterday, and anyways, I'll talk about that in the dating section. Yeah, so I had been to Kaohsiung, and I knew that it was a much nicer city, to my taste, than Taoyuan. Taoyuan is a good city. I'm not trying to bash Taoyuan. I'm very thankful that I lived there. But Taoyuan is not very convenient for people who are walkers, people who want to use the public transportation system. Taoyuan's just a city. There's not a lot of soul in it. There's not a lot of culture, I mean, there is. I'm not saying there isn't. You know, I'm very happy I went there. But Kaohsiung has, and I really don't even know it yet. I've only been here 1 week. This is my 1 week anniversary. Kaohsiung just has, it's got wider roads. It's easier to see the sky. The roads are wider. There's a lot more parking. It's a slower pace. People are a little more friendly, a little more patient. It's got a lot of stuff going for it. It's near the beach, near a national park. It's, you know what? I'm gonna have to show it to you as I explore it on this channel. But the suite was, yeah, I had thought that I was gonna stay in Taoyuan because I had entrenched myself as the prince of the castle at the last school. And so I basically had my way there, getting away with egregious things, really. Sleeping in the office and in the supine position and all of that. But I had always thought it would be nice to base out in a more attractive city. And Kaohsiung was always on my mind, especially because of the weather. Now, a lot of people say Kaohsiung is hot. It's hotter because it is further south. But the north has this weird geological formation of a basin which seems to trap the heat. And if you look, even in the summertime, like I've been checking for the past few weeks, the weather in Kaohsiung and Taoyuan, and most of the time actually Taoyuan is actually hotter in this summertime than Kaohsiung. Regardless, anywhere you go in Taiwan is going to be hot, humid. The humidity was what makes it feel so hot, coming from California where it's dry heat. But in the wintertime, that's where you really feel the difference. You will go from Taoyuan, where it's rainy and cold, and you come down to Kaohsiung, and it's not raining, or even if it's raining, it's not so cold. You could take off your jacket. You don't have to wear so many layers down here. The winter, even though Taiwan, like I said, is a hot country, in the winter it can get pretty darn cold. So Kaohsiung was always a city that I thought, and you know, people describe in Formosa. So okay, here's a little tip for anyone who wants to get information about Taiwan. There's this forum online where a lot of expats and locals, but I think mostly expats who have lived or do live in Taiwan, write about all sorts of topics. It's where I go if I have any specific questions. Formosa, because Taiwan used to be called Formosa, beautiful island from the Portuguese, and then Formosa. You will get a lot of information there. You could also try Facebook pages, like Kaohsiung's got a Facebook Q&A, Taoyuan. Every city's got a Facebook page where you can connect with people, expats and locals that are in the area, as well as businesses and entertainment and all of that. But a lot of people on those forums refer to Taoyuan as the armpit of Taiwan, and I'm like, wow, so for the past year, I'm like, damn, man, I really do like my friends and my life here, but I'm in the armpit of Taiwan. Wouldn't it be cool to go to a more interesting city? Well, as fate would have it, I was basically pushed here to Kaohsiung, where I am now. So let's go ahead and talk about that move. After saying all my goodbyes, I had to pack all my boxes, and I came with just 2 big suitcases, but you acquire things, and so I had to pack like 8 boxes, and I saved it basically all for the last minute. And my coordinator Maggie, who works for Premiere, this beautiful young lady, her and all of Premiere came to my apartment like a day or 2 before I left, like 2 days before I left, and had this nice party. And my landlady bought the pizzas and the chicken and the drinks. That was amazing to say goodbye to Premiere, this company that I've known for a year, and that just, this is one of the reasons I decided to go to Kaohsiung, because this is what they had for me after the fallout of what happened with the drama. You could watch my last video. I just knew that I could trust them. And they had my best interest at heart. And it was very heartfelt. This little party and shindig, we had a great night. So Maggie arranged this moving company. And she came over to my apartment a little bit earlier, a week ago. And it's her first year in the job. She's young. She just graduated from college a year ago. But she's so diligent. This is why I think she's the perfect woman. Anyone who marries her is a lucky man. She's sweet, but she has a way of getting things done. And she's like, okay, Ryan, what about all that trash? I don't think your landlady who's going to come over to refund you part of your deposit is going to like that. So I'm like, well, the trash didn't come on Sunday, the day before, and there's nowhere to take it. In Taiwan, you can't just take out your trash anytime. You have to, in many apartments you can, particularly the new high-rises, but a lot of apartments, a lot of residences, you need to wait for a trash truck to come by, and it plays some classical music, and you throw it in the truck. So I had all of this trash, because I waited to the last minute to do all the cleaning and packing. And I just couldn't get rid of it. So I had all of this mountain of trash, and I'm like, well, my ex-girlfriend, because now the girl I was dating in Taipei was my ex-girlfriend, she says that she just illegally throws her trash in the park. How about that? Now I threw it out to Maggie, this diligent professional woman, and she's like, let's do it. I guess she used to do that in her college days. So we scandalously threw a bunch of bags of trash at the park. Buy the trash. I'm not recommending you do this, but there's some things in life you got to get shit done, just for the greater good. She coordinated with the moving truck. The moving truck came. I just want to say I've had experience with 2 Taiwanese movers. This was my first one. They were awesome. They didn't want me to lift a finger, which you would expect. You're paying someone. But they were very delicate with everything. They were very considerate. They were super professional. And I paid only 1,000, how much was it? 1,450? I don't remember how much it was. No. It was 4,500. Yeah, 4,500. So about 150 US, which is very little for them to take. Not a stuff as many things as in furniture as a family might need, but for a person having 2 huge, big pieces of luggage, lots of boxes, and some a hamper and a heater, taking that all very carefully, transporting it from the 3rd floor of an apartment in the north of the island, taking it all the way down to the south, and bringing it up to the 20th floor of an apartment. Probably about a 4 or 5 hour drive for them. That's not bad. And reliable. So yeah, they came, and then my landlady came, and I checked out with her. My landlady in Taoyuan sent me an endearing message. Just thank you so much. I mean, we had a good relationship, but she was very thorough, very, very thorough with everything. Very different than I'm going to talk about the landlord I have here in a moment. Very different. And then I jumped on a bus, and I took the bus to the high-speed rail. Once I got to the high-speed rail, I boarded a bullet train that goes from Taoyuan down to Kaohsiung in 1 hour and 40 minutes. Some trains are faster than others. Mine was 1 hour and 40 minutes. And then I got picked up from my coordinator down here. Kind of funny, my coordinator in the north is young Maggie, my coordinator down south. Here's Auntie Maggie.
Hello, I am with this woman right here. She picked me up from Taoyuan Station. Her name is
Maggie.
and she is my lovely coordinator here with her partner Sunny, who just ran in to grab food because Maggie and Sunny have been working nonstop, picking up different foreign teachers, arranging contracts, talking to landlords, and here is Sunny. She's got an onigiri.
Okay, thank you.
Bye, Sunny.
Bye, Sunny.
And so Auntie Maggie tells me we're gonna go directly to the school because the principal has this meeting and I'm gonna meet these teachers. And I'm like, I have all of these nerves. I woke up super early. My emotions are out of flux because I've just said goodbye to all of these people I love. But I'm still excited, and I'm gonna go, so I'm doing all this transportation and moving, and actually I really want to go to my apartment, but my new apartment, to see how it is. But the principal's got a meeting that I got to go to, and as we're on our way,
Maggie, where are we going?
We are going to your new apartment.
I thought we were going to the school. What happened?
What happened? You can tell them.
Oh yes, the principal changed the time. So
Yes.
So now we're going to my apartment, which is fantastic. I will see what condition it is, and it's up there on the 20th floor.
Yes, 20th floor.
All right.
We got key.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my God. Wow. Here is my new apartment.
Yes.
Look at that view. Unobstructed. I've got 2 sofas.
Yes, there.
Here and there. That might be okay.
Yes.
2 chairs. Got a scale.
And you want to see the kitchen?
Yeah, let's go into the
Let's go.
kitchen.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wow.
Wow. Where's the light?
Maybe right there.
Okay.
Let's see.
Dun, dun.
Oh no, that's outside.
It's outside.
Outside light.
Where?
Where is the light? There we go. Here's the kitchen. Nice. Huge refrigerator.
You want to see the inside?
Is there anything
Yeah,
inside?
we need to check.
Is there beer?
Yeah.
Let's check.
Let's check.
Please let there be beer.
Hi, empty. Good.
Empty.
Good.
Empty. Good. Just some weird thing there. But that's not so bad. And nothing in the freezer.
Good.
Yay. I've got lots of cabinet space.
Yes.
I've got a microwave.
Yes.
There's my sink. Oh, and he's left me a nice wood cutting board.
Yes.
And some pots. Very nice. And out here is the balcony. On the balcony, oh, he's left me clothes hangers.
Wow.
And a nice place to hang up my clothes. And I don't know, is that a vacuum cleaner
Yes.
here? Okay. Also a view from the balcony, pretty nice. A plant.
Yes.
And the washing machine. I will need you to teach me how to do the washing machine.
Really? You cannot use that?
I can figure it out. So do I just press this
Okay,
button?
I will help you.
I know I could use Google
Okay.
Translate.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. So let's continue. TV is here. Why is there a helicopter? I don't know.
Toys for his kid.
Oh my God. So here's the first bathroom. First bathroom. Oh, cleaning supplies. That's good. Don't need to buy anything. There I am already with my hair done for the principal. Shower. As Maggie said, I am going to have to do a little bit of cleaning.
Yes.
Just a little bit of cleaning. It's not terrible, but I'll just have to do a little bit.
Oh,
Here is...
she didn't move out this.
No, so one of our agreements...
I
was
need
for him to move this
do
bed.
that.
I want him to move this bed.
Yeah.
What about these? Can he move one of these?
I don't know. I think no.
Too much, huh?
Too much.
Too much. So I'm kind of stuck with a lot of furniture. For now, anyways. Closet space. Lots of closet space. Lots of closet space. The bed, though,
Hard?
not terrible, but a little hard. I would like to get a better bed. That's for sure.
Everything is out. Good.
And this is the second bathroom. So got another toilet, another sink. And this has, of course, a view. Got to clean that window. Bathtub, which I'll have to give that a little bit of a clean.
I think I can give you special cleaning.
Oh, hair dryer.
Yes.
Special cleaning, what?
Yes, yes. Very, very safe and clean very well.
Yeah. So the problem with this situation is the landlord had agreed to move the master bed because I told him it was too hard. I don't really like that style. It's kind of a traditional style that some older Taiwanese people like. I don't. It's too hard. I like to get a good sleep. He does have a soft single mattress in the spare bedroom, but I noticed in the spare bedroom there's this wooden shelf that I asked him to move to take out of the apartment. It is still there. He just moved it from here over there. There's also a light. This light here that has no bulb in it probably doesn't work. He's got a helicopter. He didn't do a phenomenal job of cleaning it and getting it ready. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
So I had some red flags that this landlord was not as perhaps. Okay, here's what I'm trying to say. When I saw this apartment, I liked it right away. I loved the view. I loved the location. I loved that it was quiet. My previous apartment in Taoyuan, I loved the landlady. The location was great, but it was noisy. It was very noisy. There was construction right next to it. So when you're working, you don't hear the construction because, you know, they work during normal working hours. But even on the weekend, they were doing construction, actually. It was hard to relax. It drove me crazy. When I came to this apartment, it's so quiet. I'm on the 20th floor here. Got a beautiful view, unobstructed. The view from my last apartment, I looked out at another apartment building. So I love this apartment for so many ways, but I knew the landlord would be a challenge because he begrudgingly said he would remove his things, change the main mattress. We had him put it down in this contract, which he was, you know, very sort of casual about. But we put it in writing. And here I've paid him quite a lot of money. And I come to this apartment, you know, 2 months deposit and the first month's rent. You know, it was like 54,000 NTD. It's not a ton of money for rich Americans, but, you know, in Taiwan, it's not a little sum. And I come to this apartment, and he hasn't held up to his bargain. I still have that hard mattress, and all of his shit's here. And on top of it, the apartment's a mess. So I was not happy. That was my first impression. After everything went so well leaving Taoyuan, like perfect, like I really felt like I was like blessed. Truly, right in the Tao. Suddenly, my first impression of my apartment is it's a disaster. What did I do? But anyways, I go to the school. I go to Kaohsiung to meet the principal and the staff that I'm going to be working with. And it was awesome. I had a great impression. I'll do a whole video about teaching here. High school here. It's very different than my last school, similar in some ways, but very different. I'll do a video on that. but my impression was great. They're very friendly, very welcoming. And so I was like, well, you know, in life, nothing's perfect. We'll just figure this apartment thing out. But I do wish that I didn't have to live with all of this guy's furniture, that a lot of it was broken. In fact, he did agree to come over that day, 7:30 p.m., to fix this broken desk. He just had like part of the desk laying on the floor. So we go back to my apartment, me and Auntie Maggie, and I'm curious about how to order Uber Eats. So I'm talking to the security, the management down on the ground floor. And I'm asking them, like, how do I write the instructions for Uber Eats people just to leave the food here? And suddenly there's like two ladies who are like eavesdropping on our conversation. And they're getting like really nosy. And then they start talking to Maggie in Chinese. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then all of a sudden, this woman just shows me a picture of my passport. She's like, you Ryan? And I'm like, what? How do you have my passport on your phone? The woman I've never met. And she's like, I'm the real owner of this apartment, your apartment. I'm like, whoa. And she starts this crazy conversation with Maggie. And I'm like, what the fuck? I just gave 54,000 NTD to a guy who said he was the owner and he's not the owner? Am I fucked? Have I been scammed? Well, as it turns out, this man was the renter, the guy who claimed to be the owner. He was the renter, and he was subleasing it. He had sort of made a little deal that he could charge his friends some money to stay there from time to time, but he was going way past whatever deal he made with the real owner, Lisa, who I met down there. And she was pissed the fuck off. She found her own apartment up for rent on the listings. She was very angry, and I was a little angry. But Lisa said, hey, Ryan, and I had a great vibe from Lisa. First of all, she spoke English really well. But she's an honest woman. That was my feeling anyways. And she just said, Ryan, I've got a plan. Sammy the snake is coming here at 7:30 to fix that broken desk. Well, how about this? How about I'm at your apartment, her apartment. I'm in the apartment as well. And we ambush him. And we pressure him to rip up the contract, give you your money back, and get all his shit out. And you sign a contract with me. I was like, hell yeah! Because what was the big problem? I showed up to this apartment, and he had like 3 computer desks. He had toys, his kids' toys. He had a picture of the Madonna and Baby Christ. He had all sorts of shit. He had a couple sex toys in the freezer. I used like silicone sex toys. I mean, it was a mess. And I'm like, hell yeah, this really okay. So you're up and down and up and down, and now I'm going back up. So let's hope this works out. So Maggie calls Sammy and asks him to bring his contract.
对，嘿，你记得带合约来，因为他付钱给你了，然后我要确定他就是他付钱给你，然后你要晒给我们啊。
Well, Sammy makes some lie. He's like, "Oh, I don't know where the contract is." He can sense something's up. No matter. Auntie Maggie and Sunny, her partner in crime, are here. Lisa, my new landlord, the real owner of this place, and her friend Pasha are here. Sammy's coming at 7:30. Maybe he suspects something, but he to his knowledge, I'm the only person here. So he comes, at 7:30 with the screwdrivers like Mr. Handyman to fix a desk I don't even want. And he sees 4 women and he just goes, hi, hi, hi. And then all of a sudden they attack him and he's like, and 4 ladies just gave him a beat down.
有没有？你自己说，我有同意你这样做过吗？
好，那个
我朋友他很好意说让你给朋友住，
我给你方便呢。
朋友哎，
对，
你拿我的房子在干嘛？赚钱？
不是赚钱，我没有要赚钱的
那你
意思。
怎么收这个钱？
啊，那个的话是我因为有额外在
你好意
搬
思说？
家。
你好意思说？
真的啦，我没有要赚任何，我不会赚到500块。
那为什么不直接跟我说实话？
哎，
为什么不说实话？
我怕。
我最讨厌别人说谎话。
And the long short of it is that Sammy gave my money back. We ripped up the contract. He was given the few days to take his shit out. He got all his shit out. And now I'm in an empty apartment. Fairly empty. I've got some stuff. And I still had to clean up the mess, which is what I did today, because today is a typhoon day. Today was like the biggest storm Kaohsiung has had in many years, and I didn't have to go to work today. So I spent it scrubbing shit in the bathrooms. You don't need to know that. Just cleaning. And I still have more cleaning to do, and I've got furniture to order. And in some ways, I missed Sammy because Sammy had a TV for me to use. Sammy did have some things I could use that were handy. But I am happy that I have Lisa, and that I have, and actually the rent is cheaper with the real landlord. Sammy was making a profit off of me. And I've got this new life in Kaohsiung, and I will be talking about it more and more as I get into it. This has just been my first week. It's been crazy. School has been awesome. I'll talk about that. I literally walked past the past week monkey poop on the wall of my school. Yeah, it's a wild place down here. All right, thank you for watching this video. My name is Ryan Freeman. If you have any questions, put it down below. Give me a thumbs up. Bye.